We hack the code and flip the tag. Where cliches come to retire. Drop that beat, turn down to fire. Say what's real, let fears take a seat. Unconventional wisdom, dancing on your feet. Hey.
Hello and welcome to Unconventional Wisdom about conventional wisdom. I am your host, Kim Miller-Hershon. I am so happy to introduce to you Jacopo Iasiello. How did I do on the pronunciation? Okay.
I told you before, you already sound like Italian, eh?
Yeah. All right. Jacopo, why don't you introduce yourself and then I'm going to ask you your random question.
Perfect. First of all, thank you to invite me in your show. And I'm happy because I do more than 100 podcasts in the last year to share my idea, my book, and my idea about life and business. And you are one of the person give me really important question, important, unique question. And I'm happy to stay over here and to respond to what you have in your mind, and I will love to share all my knowledge, my experience to your audience.
That's lovely. All right. So tell us, you are a true entrepreneur. You have been an entrepreneur for a very long time. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, my story is starting like in a loving family, and I repeat, love is so important in my life. Where I grew up with two beautiful human beings, my mother and my father, grandfather and grandmother, amazing. In a complicated contest, external contest, because I coming from Napoli, my city, where life is easy for people, they have a lot of money. I coming from normal family, never missing something in my table. I need to create my own path and my own life, starting in really young age in the soccer field, where I try to becoming a professional soccer. And 18 years old, after 4 years, leave my city Napoli and my family at 14 years old to
Wow.
18 years old to becoming professional, go around. And after I receive the best gift, an injury where I don't possible play anymore professional. I need to reinvent myself. I need to understand what I need to do. And from over there, I started to think about how create my life. But something unique I have in mind from really young age is this. I love learn story from other people, in particular business people that they touch other people's life, like to not necessarily business people, but to holy people, people they have Madre Teresa, San Francisco, something like this, where they have something different. And 18 years old, starting from zero, from any kind of experience, my career in the business, take money from government from Italy, close one my first shop in the jewelry space where I don't have any knowledge, nothing, starting from less than zero. This shop I closed, I slept on this shop for 3 months because I don't want to go back to my house and tell to my mother and my father, hey, I felt, but not because they don't accept, but because my ego is at that time is so big and I feel frustrated. And what's happening, I asked to my father, hey, please lend me 8,000 euro and I am sure I will make success this business because I study really deeply the business. I know I will be have success. And from over there, my father helped me in everything. My hero, my friend is everything for me. And what's happening, I reopened the shop. And from over there, I opened more than 20 shop, make another company with multimillionaire success, starting at 22 years old in real estate in business in Italy. And at the 8 years old, 2011, when the market crash in United States for real estate, because my specialty is business and real estate, I already from Italy already. I'm moving in Florida, starting to invest, do more than 400 flipping, create my portfolio cash flow where I live comfortable, I enjoy life and friend and people around me. And now I will create in the next 5 years some big project in real estate I already working on, where the property will be not only a place to sleep, but a place where people they recharge their battery with sound, meditation, and different kind of aspect.
That's so interesting because last year my husband and I went to Italy and we stayed in a place in Tuscany where we had our own cottage and it had some of the features that you're talking about. It was phenomenal. Yes, I'm a big fan. All right.
I think so, and I understand you are agree. Life starting from how we feel. The house is the first place. It's like you born technically every day in your house, and if your house don't bring you energy, or if you have a beautiful painting in your back, is already colorful and give me energy for my idea of house. And what's happening is so important to understand this, and I believe because I choose now when I have the possibility my house where I live with some kind of characteristic because I understand now what is giving me energy and what is not giving me energy, and the energy is everything to moving forward on your goal, on your dream, on your life, on your relationship.
I agree. All right, you're a pretty busy guy. So here's your random question. What hobby would you like to start if next year if you have the time?
The real estate my hobby is because real estate I am in love. It means what I do is every day my hobby. I am enjoy to be a creator. What this means everything is creation bring me energy, and my hobby is learn a new thing. My hobby understand how I possible scale my business. My hobby is how I possible give back to my family and society. And this is not something I is something really inside me. What I do every day give me the energy, and for me hobby is what I do every day. It's something beautiful because when you decide what you do, when you do, in what time you need to do, is you have everything in your life. The hobby is already in every day my life.
I love that. Yeah, I think there are not everybody can say
Mhm.
that what they do for work is what they love. And I think those of us who have made that happen for ourselves, where we sit at the intersection of what we love and what we're good at, what we're passionate about and what we're good at. And the thing is, I was going to say that we're the lucky ones, except that you created that for yourself, right? Is there luck involved? Sure, there's luck and there's timing and there's all those things, but it's also intention, right?
Believe in one word you utilize intention plus attention bring you the life you want. And something I realize in my life I coming how I share from a complicated environment where I grow up. What this means, I have now in my life, I create a billionaire friend through the Forbes editorial I have in Italy called American Now, and through other kind of business relationship, really deeply friend billionaire. But at the same time, I maintain when I go back to Napoli 2, 3, 4 times a year, relationship with my past friend. And the reality, I realize more, I go back to my city and I speak with the old crowd. Intention plus attention direct your life. And when you grow up in environment, complicated environment, other people take different direction, but we are responsible for what we do in our life. And the word direct our life is only two: attention plus intention. When you direct your attention and intention to something you want with clarity, your life becoming better. But at the opposite direction, if you put attention and intention with bad routine, not a good one, your life take different path, and how what's happening in our life, you will arrive at one point where everything, unfortunately, in bad and in good arrive, and you are the only responsible for what you do in your life. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. All right. When you started out in business, what's one piece of conventional wisdom you followed early on only to realize that it was completely wrong for you?
I learned something important. Business is so important to be focalized in one thing at a time. And the majority of entrepreneur business people, they moving around and they think about 5 minutes in this, 5 minutes in that, and after they wanna go back, create more, but unfortunately something is not go through it, they're working in another project. The most important thing I learned from one my partner, ex-partner, is really creative human being, but really chaotic in the business. And when I started to growing with him, we have some in company in the jewelry space together. He is really creative. He's never he wanna moving from one business to another one. And what we do when we make mistake. For example, one time we open one chain of electronic cigarette in Italy, and we moving with different kind of business where we put a lot of money inside the business and we waste money. And from over there, I learned something. Every time you do a business, you need to be completely, and some kind of book teach this, like the one thing of Gary Keller, where they told you, hey, focalize in something, know everything about the business you will do, and you will succeed. We need my learning part is focalize in one business when you start, dedicate heart, soul, and everything for certain specific amount of time. And after starting to analyze if you make some mistake and give some kind of time to the business. If the business working, will tell you, it will give you revenue. If it's not working, change and starting something. But don't mix and don't do 100 things at the same time, because unfortunately energy is only, you have some certain kind of battery for mind and physical energy, and if you spend for more for different kind of thing, is not really working.
Yeah, I think that your niche will make you rich. And yeah, I think having bifurcated attention is really difficult and challenging. And what's really interesting too is that I would even go so far as to say that even in one business, being a business leader that can't move from doing to leading creates the exact same circumstance where you are just like trying to do everything and none of it particularly well, or you're doing it well enough. But what would happen if you actually led people to do it and you focused your attention on only the things that you could do? How quickly would you accelerate your growth?
Yeah, this is the really big point, and I learn from all the people I interviewed through in Forbes, and the majority of them, they are obsessed. The people, they are really another mentally level. They are really obsessed in their job, in what they do, and they do everything, and they specify their knowledge in what they have excellence, and the other part they delegate, because you need to be the best. You don't possible play the different instrument. You need to be somebody organize the people in
Right.
your field.
Love that. All right. So you've had a lot of success in your life and you're still a relatively young guy. But what's one thing that people assume that you've got like totally figured out that underneath it all you still wrestle with?
Hey, this is beautiful question. People think about success is an external part, means have a car, live better, travel the world, have everything other people they think about. But in reality, every human being struggling their self every day. And like every human being, I struggling with my doubt, I struggling with my moving forward business. I struggling with relationship with my mother, father, brother, or whatever happening. The big difference is only one. To people, they obtain success in life. A success for everybody is different. For me, possible means have 100 million, 200 million, and have a beautiful relationship with everybody. For you, it's possible be a billion, for another person, a million, whatever is the case. But in reality, what I learn from this process is only the moving forward in your life give you the possibility to energize and becoming more successful. For me in particular, return to your question, is like working every day in my doubt, every day in the next level I want to create in life. And this is what people they see only the final part of the iceberg, but in reality under the iceberg is every day a battle with myself, with the business, and with the other part. But in this battle I am happy, this is I'm sure.
I love that. All right. If you could rewrite the rule book on leadership, what's one outdated belief that you'd throw away and what would you replace it with?
Yeah, one is do the old style leadership with the macho man. It means the macho guy where you have everything, you are so egocentric with the tone of voice like this. I know this is not my style, and I don't think so is anymore the style of the humanity. What this means, I will throw out the part about the false power where you see in a lot of people, but they struggling inside. And I know when people they struggle inside, because the majority of people they are struggling inside is the people they wanna be superior, egocentric, or narcissistic, respect other human being. And I will replace with capacity to understand humanity, understand the world, and listening what other people tell, and direct other people in your life and in your circle with word and clear, tangible, and concrete action.
I love that. I think clear, tangible action. Let's do more of that. And I also think it's interesting because when I teach people about delegation, and I've said this before on the podcast, that my experience is that 99% of the time, somebody that you've delegated something to fails. Most often, it's a mistake of the manager, not the person who did it. Although we are very quick to blame the other person, right? And we say things like, I knew I should have just done that myself. Or this person is incompetent, or all the other things that we say about them. And what is often missing is exactly what you said: clear, right, directive, just, But here's the other thing is that we often forget to check for understanding, because just because it's clear to you and somebody says, and you say, is it clear? And the person says, yes. If they have not repeated it back to you so that you can check for understanding, you've just made a potential huge mistake.
I'm 100% agree to what you share, and I make a lot of mistake in delegate, but what I learn, and some my friend told me this. Unfortunately, I make the mistake to trust some people in my life where they stole through my bad delegation. One my property of $15 million. I never tell to other people the mistake is from the person I delegate. My mistake is delegate no correct person. And from over there, I take my responsibility. And now I understand better. And when you delegate, first of all, you need to try to share with the other part and how you explain correctly. Understand if they are clear and explain to you if your message through this communication called voice is clear, and if everything is the same page, because entrepreneur business people or normal human being, the problem is coming when the communication is not correct or is no understand from the other side. And you touch really something important. It's so important really to not only communicate but understand to the other sides if they really feel they understand what you share.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So, what's one unconventional habit or mindset shift that's helped you grow your business?
This is so important. This is happening in the last couple of years, and one particular person changed my mindset. This person, he have a lot of success in business. He told me to obtain unique success, you need to do first of all resolve a big problem from million of people, and after when you identify the problem, you need to go in the chain of the process of creation of the business, starting from the last part and go retros, go back to the first step of the business. And now I explain why it's so important and what I learned. Until a couple of years ago, I obtained success in real estate, make my life comfortable, travel the world, enjoy family, everything. But you arrive at one point where you cap, that's it, you know. You try to expand mentally and physically and money wise, whatever. You achieve one point where I don't know, I don't break the other part. But when you started to realize and you started to connect with the people where you are the last on the room, your mind expand. And this word really resonated in me. And now I'm sure I will obtain something unique in the next 5 years from the business prospect because this guy opened with some kind of word, something important. Identify the problem. And when you identify the problem and you started the business, starting from the bottom part, from the opposite side where you will starting and go back and you will see the facility, the easy way how you build something unique. And honestly, this way how he thinking changed my prospect. And now when I approach to business and approach to the real estate, I don't see anymore in the same way. And I started to see some different result in what I do.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I think that it is that old adage, right? Keep doing something the same way and expecting different results, right? And I think this idea of being successful and even as you said, having a comfortable life, but also feeling pretty good about what you've done and who you are, and then feeling, but I have more, right? I have more to give. And you can't believe and do the same things in order to break that ceiling. And so finding somebody, and it just takes one person to say something in a particular way, and you're like, got it.
Because and the realities means I believe in something. Everybody, we want to stay in this comfort zone where we feel low, we feel unique, we feel the best. But in reality, the most important human being in the world is not exist the most important human being in the business or in whatever is aspect you count in life, because you will find somebody every time better of you. Now the important part is understand, like when you achieve, if for example you wanna becoming a better person in a relationship and you hang out with people they have no good marriage, no good previous experience or whatever, you possibly learn something, but the something you will learn, if you pay attention in the correct way, you will learn which kind of mistake they do. But normally, if you wanna growing and go at the next level of your relationship or in the business is the same, you need to stay with the people that have more than what you want. And this is the key of everything. A lot of people tell me, yes, but I don't have this possibility. The possibility is how you think, how you create this connection. The
Right.
connection is everywhere. but so important is add the value to the other person. When you add the value to the other person, it's possible to be a billionaire, multimillionaire, the best human being in the whatever is your goal in life, whatever you want to achieve. I believe to be wealthy, external and internal, be healthy, rich and happy, the name of my book, because I believe in this. I believe the internal now create my external, but it's so important to hang out with the correct human being and create this relationship. Is not so complicated if you add the value to the other person.
Right. Oh my God. So, what's so, I think, important about what you just said is that people think, first of all, like, I just want something from them.
Yeah.
It's, oh, I want to be attached to them because I want something. You can trust me. They don't need any more people in their lives who want to take. And I think this idea of adding value is so important. And you know what? Here's the other thing. Sometimes it is like I have a service that could help them, but oftentimes it's just having a mentality of adding value, right? As opposed to taking, right?
Mhm.
And here's the other thing, and I imagine that you have run by this too, is that because I also in my life known some very wealthy people. And I will tell you, biggest mistake people make is they'll be there with their spouse or with their significant other, their partner, whomever, and all you do is focus on them and that you don't include the partner, whoever it is that they are with, and acknowledge them. Biggest mistake you can make.
I'm agree 100%. And you know what's happening? I believe beautiful what you share. First of all, I think so too when you meet with somebody, they have more in one aspect of their life. Now, if we're talking about business, it's possible to be somebody in the next level you are. When you are put in the pedestal, people don't appreciate you in the correct way. And I want to explain better this one. You know, the pedestal will be something where ruin the connection with the people because people think about when somebody try to knowledge you too much, give you too kindness compliment, to fake sometime compliment, is because you have some back think. But when you are completely honest and genuine with the other person, is mean you acknowledge their experience, you acknowledge their characteristic you see in the other person, but at the same time in the same room, how you explain if they have a wife, if they have a child, if they have another friend, in the same time you communicate, you have the same attention with the other people involved in the conversation. This is change all the game because you prospect yourself at the same level of this human being because they are at the same level. They are it, they are do everything we do is nothing complicated, and they are not sometimes so special. The specialty they have sometimes is based on the capacity to be resilient, how everybody will possible be, and believe with faith until you will die in what you want to create. And this is so important. You touch one beautiful aspect because the majority I see, and when I go and I handling with this caliber of people where I learn so much, they becoming my friend. I see these of people, they pleasing you them, they give the attention to the person, but in reality in their mind that they told me they feel can they are not honest sincerely because feel the difference of somebody really care and pay attention to the other people in the table or other people in the conversation or other people in the room, and this is the big difference, really true.
Yeah. All right. I just have one last question for you, and it's a two-part. If you are going to feel, and it ties so well into what we're just talking about, if you were to feel that imposter syndrome, the self-doubt, what circumstances come up for you where that typically happens? And then when it does, how do you get yourself moving forward again?
Beautiful. The imposter syndrome is something everybody we have, wherever you are. And I'm working really easily. Before, when I am 41, when I have like around 27, 28 years old, I feel this imposter syndrome when I try to connect with other people. They have more of something respect myself. Now, what I do, I first of all, when I started to feel this sensation in my body, I utilize my method MPB, meditation, pray, biohacking, and exercise. But I started to speak louder to myself with my name. Hey, Jacopo, you are at the same level of this person. You are nothing less. You are some beautiful human being where you will create something more important, not only for you, but for other people too. And this word, not only the think part, but the word you explain to yourself and put your name in the front of your conversation with yourself too, if you look crazy, will help you in the process when you have this imposter syndrome we have. This helped me a lot. Now, honestly, I realized something in my life with no narcissistic or egocentric part, but with all the respect. We are really similar. Everybody, we are similar. And two, when people they achieve some kind the success, I put myself in the way where I think about immediately how in this conversation, how in this relationship, genuine, I possible be somebody add the value to the other person in this conversation. When I put myself, I am not anybody pleasing them. I am not anybody have this imposter syndrome where I feel no, wow, he's thought I am like over here. I don't think about anymore this because I conditioning myself. I am in the same position. I have the same eyes, different face, different color, whatever is the case. But we are human being, and I try to add the value and action, word first and second of all action, and everything will be smooth. And if you're working like this, you will see how life change. Life is like your paint you have in the back, full of color. But if you only see the correct color, you will obtain what you want in your life.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to what you said before, right? If you want something different in life, set your intention, set your attention to it, and make it happen. Take the actions that you need. And for goodness sakes, ask for help when you need it, right? None of us do this alone. You just don't. And it does take a village.
And it's really important, you know what's happening. I understand too in part of life, a lot of time we wanna do everything for ourselves with our energy, but when you are not connect, when you don't create with other people, you possible grow until one point. Unfortunately, if you don't have anybody in your circle where you create something together, because remember, the mathematic aspect, when you are two people, you will have the double of energy. It means four. When you will be three and you double it every time your energy. What it means, if you choose the right people, if you choose the right niche, if you choose the right connection, you will grow. Something I want to share is important. Sometimes I receive questions from, in particular, young people. They told me, but if you want to start in something new, what you will do? And I realized something important, and I think about in all my aspect of my life. When I started super young with zero experience, zero knowledge of business, nothing. First of all, the first aspect in everything is research. When you started to research, you started to understand if it's possible or no. The second part is grow in what you research. The third part is action. And the fourth is contribution. A lot of time, the majority of people, they stop in one point. They do like research, they grow in what the research, but never do action. The most important is do action, see the result, and modify what you do, and give you the correct time to understand if you possible achieve what you have in mind. or not. And if you try different time, different way, different modify, you will have different result, and for sure you will understand if you are capable to create what you want.
Absolutely. It's such a great perspective. And I know that this has been such a valuable conversation. And I just want to thank you so much for contributing to the listeners. And we can't wait to see what you create. I'm all in for the house that's going to support my mental health. I'm right there in my physical health. We'll look forward to following you and seeing what happens next. You have been listening to Unconventional Wisdom about conventional wisdom. Please share and interact and all the things and go out there and be a better human.
Where cliches come to retire. Drop that beat, turn down to fire. Say what's real, make fears take a seat. Unconventional wisdom, dancing on your feet.